Hi, I'm Annmarie Statley. I've been doing Pilates for quite a long time now, and I have probably over a year ago, decided to get certified, and I'm currently teaching mat and working on my reformer certification. So I wanted to share with you today some exercises that can help your hips, both in stretching and in strengthening. I know there's a lot of people that have hips that are either tight or bothersome to them sometimes, so there's oodles and oodles of exercises in Pilates that will help your hips, but these are a few that I have found and some of the people that I work with have found very beneficial. So for the first one, we're going to go ahead and we're going to sit down, roll over on your mat. Oh, and before I forget, I am using just a couple standard props today. Any type of hand towel in your house will do. And then this is just a regular fitness band. This particular one is Fit Simplify. Knowing me, I got it off Amazon, and they come in a pack of 5 from extra light to extra heavy. I have the heavy one today, but it doesn't really matter. And you don't have to use this. These exercises, you can use that or you don't have to. So, all right, so let's go ahead and get started and sit down on our mat. So first I'm gonna have you go ahead, keep your feet and knees hip width apart, and let's just roll down onto our back. Keeping the stomach, the spine, or belly button to spine to always protect your spine. So the first one is called typewriter. And for those of you that are about as old as me, you've actually used a typewriter. For the young ones, you don't even know what it is. So we're gonna just come up into a flat back bridge, and you literally are just gonna move your hips as if you're a typewriter. Typewriters used to return side to side. So you're just coming over one side, and your knees are going to move, but you're moving more through the hip and not through the knees. The knees are just an effect of your hips moving. So just do a few of those each way, and it just kind of loosens up the hip area a little, just kind of gets things moving. So then go ahead and roll back down one vertebrae at a time. So the next one, we're going to be basically in the same position, but we're going to do what's called hip dips. So let's go ahead and come back up into our flat bridge, and you're going to bring the right hip down and then the left hip down, and the right hip down and the left hip down. So again, hopefully you see this little rotation going on here. If you want to put your hand, you'll see one goes lower than the other. So you're just shifting those side to side, and that again is almost just like a little internal rotation and little internal massage almost on the hips. Great. Let's roll down one vertebrae at a time. Always come down gently. I'm kind of funny about stuff like that. I like you to be real gentle on your body. Okay, beautiful. So now the next one we're going to do is we're going to keep our hands to the side or along the side, bring both legs up, and we're going to do what's called windshield wiper. Now you're basically going to just be moving your legs from side to side like a windshield wiper in a car, but you want your feet, one foot will become short, like further away from the other, and then that means it's working, because you don't want to have them even. That means you're lifting your hip up. I want these hips to stay down. So you're just going to shift to one side and then to the other and to the other side. And just like in a windshield wiper on a car, you're just going back and forth. And these moves seem very small and probably insignificant, but you're doing more good than you realize. A couple more. Nice. Bring those legs down. Okay, so now we're going to do knee stirs. This is actually one of my personal favorites. It feels good, and everyone I've taught it to, they just love it. So let's go ahead, keep one knee bent and extend the other one down the length of the mat. So with this knee that's bent, you're literally going to keep it bent, and you're just going to open it to the side of the mat and trace it along the floor, and then bring it back up. And you're going to do 4 in each direction. So as you can see, you're just kind of come back up. It's a really nice hip opener. Now trace it along the floor, bend it up, fold it. Trace it along the floor, bend it up, fold it. Last one. Awesome. Got one more leg. So let's bring that knee up and open. Trace it along the floor, bend it back up. Open it to the side, trace it along the floor, bring it back up. Two more in this direction. Was that 2 or 3? Lost count. So now we're going to go in the opposite direction. You're going to straighten it along the floor, bend it up, fold it up. Trace it along the floor, bend it up, fold it up. 2 more. Beautiful. So now we're going to reach behind your right leg just to come up, and we're going to do the side leg series. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to lay down on our side, and this is more of a strengthening for the hip. Those were probably more of a loosening, stretching of the hips. This is to kind of build a little bit more strength and mobility in the hip joints. So the only reason I have the mat, this here now is a couple reasons. First, the hip lift. A lot of times people don't know and they let their abs get very lax here. I don't want that. So if you need to put a little towel under here to remind you to keep your abs engaged, but I want the hips stacked. I want the bottom knee bent. Flex that top foot, because another really important thing in Pilates is you'll see a lot of pointing and flexing to strengthen that dorsal flexion. The dorsal flexion is right here. That's why a lot of people trip. They don't keep these really moving a lot. So this first one, push away so you don't scrunch into your neck. And I almost like to tell people to feel as if you have a string pulling you that way, and that'll keep everything like really in firm order. So let's just go ahead and do lifts. We can start with 10. When you feel up to it, go ahead and do 20. Keep that foot nice and flexed. Perfect. One is circles. Now we just had our leg flexed. Now we're gonna point it. So I want you to really be trying to trace a circle on that wall over there, and you're gonna go 10 or 5 in each direction. 3, 4, 5, and backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, when you're up to it, do 10. Now we're gonna do single leg kick. So we're gonna do a double leg kick to the front and swoop it back pointing. So flex, inhale for 2. I don't want this torso moving. There are modifications for challenges. I'll do that in some future videos. We're just gonna start with this right now. 1 more. And this is home, so let's come home. And now we're gonna do bicycle. So you're gonna flex, bend it, bring it back, point, come back around as you flex. Bend, point, come around. So even if you're just watching this, if you can see all the mobility going on in my pelvic area, my hips, how can that not be good for you? Come back home, opposite direction. Point to the back, kick it in, flex. So again, like I told you about all the different dorsal flexion going on, that's what we're doing here. Two more. Beautiful. Bring it down. All right. Okay, so the last one of this is we're going to do is clam. You don't have to use the band, but if you do have one, let's go ahead and slide it up right now, right above your knees. For this one, I've found, and again, people I've worked with have found, it's easier to be on your side. So again, here, I want your hips stacked.
use your arm in front here. You're gonna lift everything up. Now the fun begins. So keep these feet together and you're just lifting that top leg up. And you should have a lot of stuff going on in that hip area. Keep the abs in nice and tight. And now just for fun, let's stay at the top and let's do 10 little pulses. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Beautiful. And as always in Pilates, when you're doing your hip exercises, you have a transition. So let's roll onto our stomach, keeping the abs in nice and tight. I like basically what's called prone rocket here, but I like to pulse the arms in because there's areas on women as you get older that are much harder to work, and I think this is a good one. So belly button to spine, really, really strong here. We're going to inhale, exhale. One more. Everything down. And let's go ahead and go over to the other side. Again, if you need the towel under your stomach, just as a reminder to keep your stomach up and engaged through here. I just don't want the waist sinking in. This really is a good way to work your oblique if you're really attentive. So Pilates has a lot of principles and focus is one of them. And you'll see through doing these moves that if you don't focus, you don't do them as well. So just like anything else, it's very important to keep in tune with your body. So when you're on your forearm here, I should have mentioned it when we did the first side, really make sure your elbow is right under your shoulder and you're kind of pressing into that. Again, that'll help strengthen everything through here. So bottom leg is bent, flex that top leg, and let's go ahead and do our pulses. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, beautiful. Point the toe now for the circle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Opposite direction, 5 more. 2, 1, beautiful, you're home. So now we're gonna flex, double kick to the front, point to the back, barely moving this area. You might not be able to go as far back, and that's okay. I don't want the torso moving. 1 more. Come back home. Perfect. So now we're going to do our bicycle. 5 in each direction. Flex, bend, and then extend. Point it to the back. There's 3. Again, just looking at the range of motion your legs are getting and your hips are getting can show you how much this will strengthen those little tiny muscles. Come back home. That's what I always say about Pilates. It strengthens the little tiny muscles that connect all the big muscles that a lot of other workouts just don't hit. So point to the back, bend it in, flex, around, and around. This is 3. Last one. Beautiful. Bring it down. Now let's get our little friend out, unless you don't have one, and that's okay too. It'll be just as hard without it. This should really work on us girls, that stubborn area, as I like to call it. That just, for me personally, I never had any other exercises help that area for me. Maybe if you guys have heard of any, let me know. I'd love to give them a try, but these have worked best for me personally. So again, arm in front to kind of stabilize yourself. Keep your abs in nice and tight. Even here, you're not sinking into everything. Lift, everything's engaged. Start for your 10. 3. Keep those feet together as everything opens. Trying just to move the top. Hold it here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, Go ahead and take that strap off. Let's not forget about your transition. So just in case you want to try something different, we'll go ahead and we'll do swimming on this side. Abs in nice and tight, tucked belly button to spine. Let's lift the right arm and the left leg and really extend that leg towards the wall behind you. Bring that side down. Left arm, right leg. Right leg is really reaching back there. Bring it down. Abs in, come up like Superman, and now swim. Inhale for 5. Exhale through the mouth for 5. Inhale through the nose. One more set. Beautiful. Come up. There you go. Let me know what you think.